The Dragonhold of Kesar Prime had stood for 3,000 years, a monument to the ancient pact between the Galactic Coalition and the last of the great star dragons. Carved into the obsidian cliffs of a dead moon, it housed 17 dragons, beings of pure energy and ancient wisdom, who had witnessed civilizations rise and fall like sparks in the cosmic dark. Liam Drake had been assigned as their caretaker, for one simple reason: humans were expendable, and no one else wanted the job. Another human, Valrax, had rumbled when Liam first arrived, his voice like grinding continental plates. The eldest dragon's form shimmered between solid matter and crackling energy, scales that seemed carved from condensed starlight. "They send us children to do a keeper's work." Liam had simply bowed, his worn maintenance uniform hanging loose on his thin frame. "I'm here to feed you, honored ones. Nothing more." That had been 6 months ago. The other species of the Coalition, the crystalline Zanari, the hive-minded Quellax, the dimension-stepping Voidborn, had all failed as dragon caretakers. The Zanari couldn't comprehend the dragon's emotional needs. The Quellax treated them like livestock. The Voidborn had simply vanished one day, unable to withstand the psychic weight of 17 ancient minds pressing against their consciousness. Humans, the Coalition decided, were simply too primitive to be overwhelmed, too simple to fail at a simple task: feed the dragons their energy rations. Keep the Dragonhold clean. Don't die. Liam did all three, but he did something else entirely, something that would change everything. He listened. "You're late," Valrax observed one evening as Liam wheeled in the plasma canisters that sustained the dragon's physical forms. "The supply ship was delayed," Liam replied, connecting the first canister to the feeding array. "But I brought something extra." From his pack, he produced a small device, a human audio player ancient by galactic standards. "What is that?" Valrax's eyes, like molten gold, fixed on the primitive technology. "Music," Liam said simply. "I thought you might like to hear something while you feed. Where I'm from, we believe meals taste better with good company and good sounds." He pressed play. The Dragonhold filled with sound, a human symphony, strings and horns and percussion weaving together in patterns that had no galactic equivalent. It wasn't the mathematical perfection of Zanari crystal harmonics, or the pheromone songs of the Quellax. It was messy, emotional, imperfect. It was human. Valrax's scales rippled with colors that hadn't manifested in centuries. Around the hold, other dragons stirred, their attention drawn not to their feeding ports but to the strange aching beauty pouring from the small device. "What is this feeling?" Valrax whispered. "Joy, maybe?" Liam suggested, adjusting the volume. "Or nostalgia? Humans aren't always sure. We just know it makes us feel less alone." From that day forward, Liam brought something new with each feeding. Human poetry, raw and confusing, full of metaphors that made no logical sense but somehow conveyed truth. Human stories, illogical tales of heroes who won through stubbornness rather than superiority. Human art, paintings and sculptures captured on holographic display, imperfect and emotionally overwhelming. "Your species is weak," Valrax said one day, but there was no contempt in his voice anymore. "You have no scales, no energy manipulation, no psychic abilities. You live such brief, fragile lives." "Yes," Liam agreed, showing the dragon a photograph. His own family, lost to a mining accident that had left him alone and searching for purpose in the stars. "We're weak. That's why we have to find other ways to be strong. Through this?" Valrax gestured to the human artifacts scattered throughout the hold. "Books, music players, art tablets. Through connection," Liam corrected. "Through making things that outlive us. Through refusing to let the universe make us silent." He smiled sadly. "We know we're small and brief, honored one. So we scream our existence into the void in every way we can. We create, we love, we tell stories. We leave echoes." Valrax was silent for a long time, processing this concept with his ancient mind. "For 3,000 years, the dragon finally said, we have been fed, sustained, kept alive as relics, as weapons in reserve, as symbols of a bygone age. We have been given everything we need to survive. But," Liam prompted gently, "but you are the first who has fed not just our bodies, but our spirits." Valrax's form blazed brighter, and throughout the Dragonhold, 16 other dragons stirred from their 1,000-year malaise. "You humans, you're so desperate to matter, to be remembered. that you've learned to nurture the souls of others. You've weaponized empathy." Liam laughed, a sound no previous caretaker had ever made in the Dragonhold. "I wouldn't call it a weapon, but maybe you're right. We can't survive alone, so we've gotten very good at making others want to keep us around." "Clever primates," Valrak said, but there was warmth in his ancient voice. "Your species sent you here expecting you to be forgotten, to simply maintain us until you inevitably failed or died. They gave you one job: feed the dragons. And I have," Liam said simply. "Yes," Valrax agreed, his scales shimmering with colors that represented emotions the Galactic Coalition had long forgotten how to name. "But what you've given us isn't mere sustenance. You've given us wonder, purpose, the reminder that existence can be more than mere survival." The dragon's massive form shifted, ancient power crackling through the air. "The Coalition believes humans are expendable, too weak to matter in the grand scope of galactic power. But I have lived for 15,000 years, little keeper, and I have learned this truth. The species who survive are not the strongest or the wisest." Valrax's eyes met Liam's, and in them burned the fire of stars. "They are the ones who remember why survival matters at all." Liam smiled, pulling out a new book, Human Philosophy, messy and contradictory and beautiful. "Ready for tonight's reading?" he asked. "Always," Valrax rumbled, and around them, 17 dragons settled in to listen to the words of the weak, brief, impossible humans who had somehow learned to feed not just bodies, but souls. In the Dragonhold of Kessar Prime, Liam Drake continued his one simple job, never knowing that the dragons he tended would soon remind the galaxy of a truth forgotten for ages: that those who nurture spirit will always triumph over those who merely command flesh. Humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their tactics, it was their refusal to let anyone, even themselves, be forgotten.